Billy got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold with a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold to the hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we have a special guest who is a two-time ROH Women's Television Champion. Oh, she's got the belt with her.
Always with me.
Big deal.
Always with me.
Two-time ROH.
Interview.
Women's Champion, Red Velvet. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing awesome. Thanks for coming on. Like we said before, we really appreciate the time, and I'm sure you're busy.
I mean, Fool's joke. Here I am in the flesh. Here I am in the flesh.
So behind the scenes, she agreed to do this on April 1st, and I was like, if this is an April Fool's joke, I swear I'm gonna be so upset.
You thought it was a joke, and then I looked down and realized it was April 1st, and I was like, I swear it's me. But there, you took a gamble, but here I am.
Yep, glad to have you. Glad to have you. Is it 10 or 11 straight matches now that you've?
I think we're on 10.
Jeez, Louise! Ever since beating Mercedes, you just been off and running to the.
Off to the races. It's crazy because I'm getting to experience not only a first reign, but now a second reign with my same title. So it's been a different experience now. I think at first it's all beautiful. You win. Yay. You've been chasing, you win something, and then you quickly realize that now you are the target that people are coming for. So that was also an experience, just like, oh, now I have something I'm fighting for. Like physically I have it. People want the same things I wanted. So that was so different from losing it, dealing with an injury, another one. Wow, especially an injury during a title reign. I've had an injury in AEW before, but I wasn't a champion. So coming back, that state of mind, they had an interim champion. A lot went on. So now that I've slayed the giant, I call myself the Monet killer, that I've done that, I just think that was, how do you say, not a ceiling to break through, but just a new layer to my career and leaning into the second title reign. And now it's crazy because I kind of losing it, understand, I didn't know what it felt like first having it, right? I had the chase to have it, but once I had it and I lost it, it's a completely different chase than when you never had it at all, because you know what it's like, right? So I took that personal, I took that personal with Mercedes, and I just think people had a little bit of doubt. She was on this up and up, and they were just like, there's no way, she already beat her in Boston, da da da. And I was like, when I say that I'm gonna get my lick back, I'm gonna get my lick back. And
lick
I
back
just
season.
think it's lit. Season 2 just started, so tune in. That's where we're at right now, season 2. But it's been a journey. Now I'm kind of looking for who's gonna sweep me off my feet. That same hunger that I had, that same fire that I saw in the eyes of Mercedes when she took something from me and what I had to do to get it back, I'm looking for that in somebody else. I invite anyone and anyone to give me a run for my money. That's how else do you stay champion. You got to beat the best of the best. So I'm kind of scoping them out and opening the door. Whoever wants in, I'm all game.
And I'm guessing you'll probably figure out who that person is on May 15th at Super Card of Honor, which was just announced recently that'll be in Maryland. Tickets will go on sale for that soon, so hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see you there
Oh, I
defending
will
your
be
title
there.
for that.
I will be
Okay.
there. I am a fighting champion. Tony Khan knows that. I don't duck any smoke. I cook with it. I will be there. I've been having a little bit of a situation lately with Trish and Miss Christian XO from STP. They've stepped up and decided they wanted to jump me. So that's what I'm kind of dealing with right now. But I said it loud and clear to them, like I'm not a hater. I don't care that someone's coming for me, but now you guys are two against one. Like that's just not the way I move. But beautiful Zeta, the real deal, came to my aid, and she knows who the real ones are, so she's on the right side. These two, I got something for them. Like I will be getting my lick back. But hey, at least now I'm entertained. Somebody's wanting something that I have. So if you want to come get it, I never duck the smoke. So I like to see new, hungry talent. People get intimidated by that type of stuff. Never. Because I never even once was intimidated about going against Mercedes. If I had a doubt in my mind, I would have never beat her. So I invite whoever thinks that they want to take a shot at me. And if you think you're the next TV champion, then prove it. Simple as that.
Well, there you go. Challenge to everybody. We just jumped right into it. We were going to ask you, like, how's life outside of wrestling?
Life is great. We'll take it back. Life has been good. Life at home is nice and calm. I think when you're busy and you're on the road, and especially coming back from this injury, every injury for me is like a little lesson that life teaches me, right? And healing, if your body's broken, no matter what, something in your body isn't in alignment. So fixing my shoulder injury, my neck injury, and then moving into this really opened up. Like I do Pilates now. I love Pilates. I go there all the time. I think it's like just the perfect dancer friendly workout. I used to dance years ago, and I just found a workout that helps me, helps my body, helps my joints. So I've been diving deep into that. I've been learning how to sew and just embarking on a journey of like getting to know myself as a woman. Like my life could change in the next couple of years if I decide to start a family and that type of stuff. So what does that look like? You go back, you figure things out with yourself that maybe caused some trauma in your life. You open those chapters back up, you walk through them, you heal them. And that's kind of been a part of my journey with like healing from injuries, just healing from a bunch of things. When you look deep inside, you're like, okay, like who am I? That day comes one day, especially as you get older, as you think about being a mom, like who am I now in this day and age? I've been with AEW since 2020. That's been my entire life. I've had ups and downs. I've left relationships, started new relationships and stuff. So it's when you're on the go, sometimes you just forget to like turn inward and make sure you're okay. And in order for the fans to enjoy everything that I have to offer, I have to make sure I'm okay. So that's what I do in like my home life. I'm so chill. I love it. I cook.
PJ?
I cook and I bake. Forgot to say that too. Getting more.
I would
deeper
hope so.
into this.
You got to live the gimmick.
Yeah.
You got to live the gimmick.
Of course, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret. One of my sisters is actually now like certified trained pastry chef. So she has me beat. So I'm learning from her. So I live the gimmick, but she is the gimmick. Like
That's funny.
Phenomenal.
I
So
was gonna say, what's your specialty dish?
Whew, that's a tough one. So my partner loves like my chicken parm. That's one of kind of my go-tos. I made it on live once upon a time, a couple like months ago, on live with the fans. Chicken parm. I love to bake. I don't have anything hurrah out of this world. I make a mean like beef and broccoli lo mein. I like to try a little bit of everything. I'm Hispanic, so I'm still trying to master like my mom's authentic coconut rice that she does every year with like turkey for Thanksgiving. She's the top of the top right there. Straight out of your mama's kitchen. It has to be your mama's because my mom is a great cook. So gotta lead by example.
Living the gimmick, right?
Yeah, through and through.
So where did the straight out of your mom's kitchen come from? You just mentioned that. Like how'd that come about?
So I remember when I first started wrestling, my trainer and I were like very in on like coming up with names and stuff like that. I finally had came up with Red Velvet. I said this in a last interview. I had a tryout for Tough Enough. So my friends were huge wrestling fans. We were like, didn't know what we were doing in the backyard filming the Tough Enough video. And he's like, all right, like, what's your name gonna be? I joked and said like Red Violet, and he was like, that's corny. Like that's never gonna hit. He was diehard wrestling fan. And then we kind of kept thinking, and my hair was super, super red at the time. And he's like, you have beautiful chocolate skin and like red hair. Like, you're just giving Red Velvet vibes. Like, that's just you, elegant, sweet, da da. And we kind of ran with it. And once I started training, my trainer used to love just all that type of stuff. And I always said, like, born and raised in Miami, love that. But there's still millions of people from Miami. So does that make me stick out? Like, I'm proud, but it doesn't make me stick out and be remembered. So I always said to him, like, I don't want to be from anywhere that anyone is, because I am uniquely me, one of one. And that was a time where like straight out of Compton was like a thing. So people were like straight out of whatever. They used to just add
Oh
on
yeah.
other things. And one
Oh
day
yeah.
he just comes up to me and he was like, what do you think about being straight out of your mama's kitchen? Because like 9 out of 10 times, no hate on the how I like to call my sauce daddy. It's like, yes, men have great like cooks, but majority, like, there's nothing like mom's cooking, right? It just has love, so we'll say mom and dad's, but for me it was my mom. So he was like, straight out of your mom's kitchen. And to this day, someone will be in the venue for the first time, and I promise you, if I'm having a match and I'm announced, they will pay attention from that moment until the end, because it catches your attention. Like, straight out of your mama's kitchen, like, now it resonates. 9 out of 10 times you hope they love their mom, because if not, then I'm on the downfall. But it just makes it memorable, and that's what you want to be. You want to be memorable.
What's up? Good.
I was gonna say you talked about doing a Tough Enough video with you and your friend. When did you decide to get into wrestling? Were you always a fan, or was this something that
Yes.
just?
So I always have to find a cool, short way to say this story every time, because I have to say it. But I started watching wrestling at 9 with my mom. Curiosity, we're just flipping the channel. I fell in love with it. She fell in love with it. I think that's something we bonded over, because I only watched wrestling with her. And I was kind of shocked, because my dad was a professional boxer. So you'd think I'd be watching like that type of combat sport with my dad. But it was just a thing like me and my mom bonded over. And she says I told her, like, firmly, she says that at 9 years old, I was like, I'm going to be a professional wrestler. I was head over heels for like Lita at the time. She had just been saved, and the Hardys took her in, and I was mesmerized. And I had my mom, before she was with the Hardys, she wore that like leather red one piece, and I had like my mom make me something like that. She didn't put me in leather because I was 9, but she made like the whole little one piece, and she's like, you can strut with this at home. I could probably say that was probably my first ever gear at 9 years old, maybe. And I was strutting the house, and she says that I was like head deep. I watched wrestling all throughout like elementary school. I think I had protection from the guys. I was the only girl in 3rd grade that watched wrestling with the boys. So every day we'd get back to school Tuesdays and like talk about Raw. And I bonded with the boys for that, because I was the only, they couldn't believe that I watched wrestling. And time goes by, you grow up. I moved on to like the dance route. I traveled the world dancing. And I want to say like towards the end of like my college dance career, I joined my best friend we made like a dancing traveling company. And he says that 2015, I was dead set, and I walked up to him and I said, like, I'm gonna become a wrestler. But I was flipping the channel, and the Triple H was announcing Tough Enough. He said you didn't have to have any experience, you didn't have to be a wrestler, you just had to be tough. And I was like, I'm tough. I can fight with anybody all day. I don't care. Like, you just have to tell me what to do. I danced for so many years. I was like, entertaining, I'm beautiful. Like, I could do this. Like, let's see what happens, right? Fast forward, they show like a couple clips on like SmackDown. My friends are going crazy because this is going on TV, and it like got this big buzz, and it just kind of like reunited me with like people from my hometown. Like, I saw you on TV. I can't believe it. And I didn't feel like I don't know. I was going into it, but I didn't think it would take off like that. I kind of just went into it like, hell, I want to get on the show. And I didn't get on the show, but I had like friends, family, people from high school. They were just like, "Are you really going to become a wrestler?" And I hadn't really put too much thought into it. And I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, like, let's do it. I reached a point where I had a lot of big life changes, things life changing happened to me at that time. So I think the universe was giving me like my full circle moment. I knew that I was always meant to be a wrestler. I manifested it since I was 9, but like, you go ups and downs, different chapters, but that was definitely like the turning point. And I say like wrestling saved my life. It was a point where I felt like I had hit a plateau with like dance, my career, and I just felt lost. And ta-da, here came the universe. And like, I hadn't watched wrestling in years. I didn't even think they were still in business or anything. I had no clue. Like, I had not flipped that channel, and I did one day, and it changed my life. And here we are.
So, fast forward to 2020, you make your AEW debut, but a lot of people first got introduced to you when you replaced a pregnant Brandy Rhodes in that tag match that you and Cody versus Shaq and Jade. So, can you just walk us through how that came to fruition, you earning that spot?
By far, by far one of the best things that's happened in my career. And I think I was so blessed that I don't want to say naive. I first year and like being on like a big company platform, I was a baby. Like I truly was a baby. I had done like 4 years in the indies, but I still had no idea like what it took to be in such a big company and like such a big moment. I was just, I kid you not, happy to be there. I was like, I get to live my dreams. Like I'm doing this, every first showing I had, I just wanted to make sure I had another one, and then just made sure that they just like remembered me and talked about me or whatever. And then finally I got signed with like my first contract was like a paper appearance. And I just remember, I just, I think I was like in the audience one time, and Cody pulled me up. Again, I was so naive. I had no idea like really what was going on. And he was like, I don't have all the details, but like just like sooner or later you'll see like writing on the wall. Like I guess he knew the opportunity. Obviously they're husband and wife. Like he's the first one to know before anybody. So things just turn into something. We think it's an injury. Then she announces she's pregnant, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And I just think it's always like right place, right time. I was working really, really hard. He saw that. I also just like was new there. So was Jade. And we were just always in the ring all the time. The one thing I could say about her, we're actually twins. Super scary. Like month, birth, year. I would have to check who's older based on like time that we were born. Both born in Florida. I was like, she's like my long lost sister. She's the other side
Really?
of she's the other side of my Gemini. Like the devil side, that's her, Jade. And I'm like the angel, like that. But she was there since her first day. I met her on her first day, and we like trained all the time. So I just think somebody saw something, and she was one of the only people like we could beat the shit out of each other. She slapped the shit out of me on Brit's segment, and I slapped the shit out of her. And from that moment on, it was like we were just ready to like, we both were hungry to be the best, and it showed on camera. Like that's a rivalry. All people still talk to me about it to this day.
That was in the dental office, right? That was in the dental office, right? Where y'all slapped each other?
Yes. Britt Baker's dental office.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a long.
Yeah.
Jeez, time's flying.
Time's flying. Yeah, I've been with AEW over 5, going on 6 years now. I actually just made March 24th. I made my 10-year wrestling anniversary. So it's been crazy. It's been great.
Well, happy anniversary. Do you get like a plaque or something for that? Do they give you like a diamond?
I want to make a plaque. Like I've been in this business for a decade now. It's crazy because they say it doesn't really matter the amount of time that you've been in the business, because so much can happen. But just like being in the business 10 years, 5 of those, well, 6 of those now have been at AEW. And I've just grown so much from like the first time I came out on stage to like who I am now and how much I've grown with the company. Like it's time has really flown. It's crazy. Such a blessing.
Do you feel like wrestling during the pandemic like helped you at all as far as having to wrestle in front of crowds that didn't have many fans there? And
Absolutely. I think I made the most out of it just because also we were stationary. So I knew like I had what it what it took to be part of AEW. And then once I started meeting the girls, I was like, I blend in with these girls. I can go with these girls. So during the pandemic, it was a rough time for everybody. But because we were like the only company running every single week, like I was really able to like make Tony see me and everyone there see me and and like the fans from home like fall in love with me and get to know me. So I think it sucks what was going on with the world, but it was such a blessing for me, and I made the most of it for sure. But yeah, wrestling without people there at first was weird, but I think that's also like what made everybody in AEW like such a big family, because we were each other's everything every single week together. All we had was each other to cheer for each other, to watch each other grow. Like there's still people I'm still with now, even like doing things in Ring of Honor with like Sean Dean. Like Sean Dean and I were in the crowd in 2020, like just to see us develop and grow. I think the pandemic was a blessing for a lot of wrestlers, actually. There goes
Pro
my
wrestlers
dog.
TikToks were the place to be back then.
Yeah,
Popping.
popping, popping.
You talked about your injury a little while ago and coming back from that. How difficult, because like we got regular jobs, right? And we try to work out and stay in shape, and I'll lift weights and I'll be sore for like 4 or 5 days after. How hard is it for like wrestlers to stay in shape? Like, are y'all just constantly in pain all the time, or?
I would say yes. The goal is always to reach a life of like pain free, right? So that's how depends how disciplined each and every person is on like their wellness. So I wouldn't have gone so head deep in like what my body feels like had I not experienced such a big injury that left me no choice, right? So when we have like a little bit of a backache, we don't sleep that well, like, it's fine, right? But you're on the road every week, you're living your dream, and boom, you get this first knee injury that's like knee surgery, and you're gonna go all these months like learning how to walk. And it was my second knee surgery, so I already knew like what was coming. It's always like how you deal with the injury, how you heal, but the most important is after. And I learned that the first time, thankfully, of my surgery. And just any injury, like it's always afterwards, because it's never the in between, because you're hurt, so you're healing this and that. It's like what your body's gonna do the first time you put it back in the ring after an injury. Was the injury traumatic? So is there moves that your brain is effed up thinking about doing? And like that was my thing. I was terrified to land on my knees. I was, you know, it's it's hard, but now that's one of my priorities. I'm like a little grandma when I'm on the road. I have my foam roller. I have my modern creams from Modern Wellness. They sponsor me, and they have helped me with just so many things, of like down to the way I think about myself, the way I see my body, what I put in my body as far as food, moods. Like now that I've hit 30 and bounced back from two, I'm gonna say three, because I had shoulder and neck in all one time, but like knee, shoulder, everything. Like now that I've gone through that, like I'm like, okay, what can I do next to feel better? That's why I joined Pilates, because let's be real, some people love to clank the weights. That's not me. I'm a dancer through and through. I've danced. I need a stretch. I need a this, and like Pilates is just great for me, I think, because it has different levels and my body's changing, right? So most of the time, yeah, we are in pain, but I think if you find ways to always take care of yourself, like pre and post match, you like get away from that. But 9 out of 10 times, yes, we're always in pain. Like when I see people that are like, oh, like I broke a nail, or like I twisted this finger on like a regular person, right? And they're like, oh, this has me out for like 6 weeks. I'm like, I wake up every day with pain. But here you are complaining about this headache. But we're just built different. We put our bodies through so much. So after a while, you kind of just like figure it out. But I danced for years, and that was very like key to my body is my temple. And I've learned more and more about that now, especially like being a dancer at 18 compared to even being a wrestler at 21 to now being a wrestler at 33. Like it looks different. Anyone who says like, no, it doesn't, like, okay, you wake up one day and you have to have that talk with yourself that you are not your 21-year-old self, and like how do you move forward. But I'm very big on like stretching now longer than I used to. Post match stuff, I'm putting stuff on my body before, after, like just, you know, cleansing my body when I get home, what I eat, how much sleep I get on the road. If I'm not on the road as often, I really do try to get sleep. Like some people are on like no sleep and they're wondering why they're crashing out. Like, you have to listen to your body. And every time that I've ignored my body for a little bit over the edge, it's been every time that I've gotten an injury because my body's like, like letting me know something's not right. And if you just ignore it, it just gets worse.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got to listen to your body. I'm getting to that age where you sneeze the wrong way, you throw your back out.
Yes, I threw my back out once upon a time. Just like my sister and her best friend's cars were like together in the garage, and I'm opening one door to get my niece's like car seat, and it's so tight. So I did one of these like jerk movements. I had a whole, what do you call it, like pinched nerve. I had to go to PT for that. I was just like, oh wow, like you move one way the wrong way and it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, EJ.
Stretching is key for me now. I stretch before in the morning when I wake up, and I stretch right before I go to sleep, and then I can sleep like a baby because your body is just a little more relaxed.
That's what's up. So I don't want to be messy.
Oh gosh.
But
Oh boy.
You don't want to be messy, but
a certain company is taking the blueprint on a group that originated in AEW that you were part of. So
no, look, that's you guys being messy. Messy right there. Messy. First and foremost, ain't nobody like the Baddies.
yeah,
right?
I was gonna ask, how was your experience as a baddie?
The ones who started it will always be the ones who started. And guess what? I'm gonna put my hat down to any of the queens that become baddies along the way. Because again, I'm not a hater, so you ain't catching me on that one. I love all the girls. I think they're. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way. This is my way of showing love. All three of them bad bitches. Like, can't hate. I got no bad things to say. I just hope everybody is a baddie. You know, don't put nobody in the group that ain't no baddie. But no shade.
Yeah.
No shade.
So your experience was all positive. Your time as a baddie, though.
Yeah, to the end. So she lost her mind, and then that's where we went. Everything was fine. You just then get to a point in time. She just wasn't treating Kiera the right way when I was gone. Came back, it just wasn't. The vision wasn't there, and I just was like, I remember when I used to hate you, and I think I like that better. So let's run that back. And yeah, but all good things must come to an end. But still, first original OG baddie, and I'm good with that. So.
Well, you just said all good things must come to an end. That leads me to a question of,
oh man,
there's a champion in ROH that calls herself the Forever Champion, and you're a 2-time ROH Women's Television Champion, the longest reigning in history. Like, any record with ROH Women's TV Championship, you own it, and she owns every record. When are we gonna see Red Velvet and Athena?
Whenever. I might as well be Velvet 2-time TV champion, 2 belts. If we're going down that route, and then maybe somewhere down the route I'll see Mercedes again if she's chasing other belts. But I just don't think Athena wants that smoke. She's gotten lucky every single time that she's faced off with me. But if you really pay attention, tell me a time that it was done her on her own and not with her minions. Yeah, all right. I'll see you when you're ready to fight me like a woman. You got your little crew of people. Like, I just don't roll that way. Like, right now, my way of saying I F with this person, right? Like, I'm down with you is Zeta, because she came for my save, because I don't really hang with nobody like that. Like, my queen sis is back. She's doing her stuff at AEW, but I don't really roll with people, right? That's why I said Trish and Christian jumping me. Like, I think that's coward stuff for keeping it clean. But Athena can come see me whenever she wants, but she's busy with minions, and I think she wants to hold that title hostage. So I'm a firm believer that when the train comes around and when the time comes, she gonna see me again in the kitchen. And when she sees me, I hope it's just her, because if it's not, then let's be real, some effery is gonna be happening when she has like people that are gonna do her dirty work. But she don't want the smoke.
We got to get you some like sous chefs or something. We got to get you some backup. Like,
I don't need backup.
You getting jumped?
I used to 2020 and on, man. My AEW career, I used to save everybody. Any chance I get, I was so good. I had everybody's back. But when my back was against the wall, yeah, small circle of people, probably not that many, that came to save me. So this time around, like, I just figured that like the only person I could really count on is myself. If you want to be on the side with the chef, then I'll have your back, and I'm loyal. You know what I mean? But like, if I just don't need to roll with people, because then I'll do it on my own. You know, I think that's weak people stuff when they gotta, like, it's cool to have friends and stuff, but when you're rolling with a posse, it's because you don't want your insecurities exposed. So you try to cover them up with a little group of cleaners that go clean and do your dirty work. I don't need to do that. I'll face my weaknesses and all my stuff head on, right? Because that's the only way to get better.
Okay, so she just said Athena ain't shit. That's what I heard.
I ain't say that. I didn't say that. I said she can't cook or throw down in the kitchen like I can. So when she's ready to get that ass whooping, she got my number.
That's funny.
She got my number. No, she could go. I got respect for her. Hey, I'm not a hating female, so I'm not gonna like throw any snot on her reign because it's impressive, right? She's beat every champion in Ring of Honor of all time of how long her reign has been with her title. That's great. But eventually you got to move on to something. And if you don't got something else to move on to, then what are we doing here, right? Eventually she'll go next. I'll take that spot.
So you've said repeatedly on here, you're not a hating female, and
I'm
you
not.
support the women's division. Where do you see the women's division, or where do you see women's wrestling right now as a whole? Like, do you think it's represented enough? Do you think it's right where it needs to be? Like, where do you see women's
I
wrestling
think
right
we're
now?
doing great. I think we're doing great. I think we're at a perfect time where like the women are kicking ass. The things that we are doing now are things that maybe in our childhood we never imagined that we would see, but what a beautiful thing that it's us, right? And actually doing it. I think we're doing great. I think we had our first ever women's blood and guts, right? I am manifesting we'll have an all women's pay-per-view one day because we have amazing women at AEW, amazing women at Ring of Honor, and just right now spending more time in Ring of Honor. I'm excited about the women's division. The women coming in to the Ring of Honor locker room, like, give us some time. I'm putting it out there. Give us some time. We might just show up to AEW and come look at the girls on the other side because I'll stand at the forefront with my Ring of Honor girls. They're hungry. They're ready to show the world who they are, what they can do, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for that division because I'm at the forefront of it, leading and helping them grow. And I can't wait. I think we're the best wrestle, and no shade to anybody, just women wrestling all over the world. We are just absolutely thriving right there with men.
So ROH now has a home base in Jacksonville. Like, how's your experience out there now?
It's been great. It's been great. It always has a little nostalgic little ding in my heart when I touched down in Jacksonville, right? Because that was my home for what 3-4 years of the pandemic that we were there. So it's always nice. We're not at Daly's place at the moment because they're doing renovations, but just being back in Jacksonville, like the loyal Jacksonville fans that saw me in my AEW dark days that are there. I have every taping a little corner. It's the red velvet corner where fans come and they have signs of me and we have a party and they're telling me to eat that cake and everybody wants to eat that cake. And it's been great. It's been unfortunate that I got jumped last time and, they had to see me like that. But they were there to experience my friendly message to these little hating little sums over there. But it's been great. It's been great. I'm still shooting for us to travel the world. We've been doing global wars. We did Canada, Australia, the UK. So that's been great. But I think we still need to expand. We got to show the world like what we're capable of. And we're just getting started.
Hey, that all women's ROH AEW show, that'd be dope.
Tell it.
I'd watch it.
Tell the internet. Tell the boss. I'm going to just manifest it. And then when it happens, y'all call me and just be like, you see? And I'll be like, got it done for y'all. It's going to happen.
Is there anybody you got your eye on for Supercard of Honor?
Ooh, that's rough because I feel like it's always a toss-up, right? There always has to be somebody that just wants to wiggle their way and show up and cause me some trouble right before I'm heading to this pay-per-view. Right now, I got some, bones to pick with Christian and Trish. And I feel like one of them maybe is going to get ballsy and decide they want to challenge me at the pay-per-view. But Mercedes hasn't shown up. And I still got a bone to pick with her because we're 1-1. So
Rubber match.
I don't know. And then there could be someone bored from AEW that just thinks they're going to walk up and get a title on me, and it's going to be a sad day for them, and they might decide to pop up. So I'm just going to stay ready. I always keep my head on a swivel, and I love to give people a good show while I give somebody a good ass beating, because they always think they're going to get me, and I am the one. You want to try it? I'm the one. I'm always down for a fight. I love to.
So, one more question on my end. So, you're the current ROH Women's TV champion, longest reigning champion at that, 2-time at that.
2-time,
so,
longest reigning, first ever Latina, first ever African American. So, we'll proceed.
Representing. So, what does the short-term and long-term wrestling future look like for Red Velvet when you map it out in your head?
Short term, oh, okay. So long term, definitely, I think I enjoy stepping into a role as well right now, not only as a champion but a leader, because we do have so many new girls that I love getting my hands on and getting to know and watching them break through into who they are, kind of like I did when I first came to the company, right? That's like kind of long term for me. Obviously, long term, I would love to be back on AEW television. I have my sights set on both the titles. I have this longing chip on my shoulder with the TBS title. Thanks, Jade. Left me traumatized. So that is a lick back that I have to get and will get sometime in the future. And you know, the top of the top. I've been here long enough. I've surpassed and been on the same time frame with a lot of the OGs. And I think I deserve my flowers at the top. And, you know, a champion is also a leader. And now I think it's that time, my time. So short term right now, I'm still cooking. You know, hoping that yes, people want multiple titles, right? But if I lose this, it's because I'm on to bigger, better championships, bigger, better moments. So right now, maybe looking for someone to give me a run for this money to make me drop this. Because if I drop this, then I'm for sure coming for somebody else's head. But that's short term right now. But long term, I just see beautiful long years in this beautiful company, watching it develop, being a part of helping it develop, not only Ring of Honor, but AEW, and seeing where my career takes me. You know, maybe life has a weird path and I get to reunite with Shaq again, maybe on the same side as partnerships. Who knows, right? Who knows?
For sure.
And I can't give you all my plans and who I'm coming after and nothing like that, because they can't see it. They can't see it coming.
You gotta keep it in the tuck, right?
Keep it in the kitchen. Keep it in the oven.
You talked about Shaq just now, and you talked about your partnerships with Jade. I got one for you. If you could change one decision you've made since you've been with AEW, or just in your wrestling career in general, what would that be?
That's a good one. If I could change. Just gonna get on the personal side. If I could change one thing in my wrestling career, probably a couple people I dated. Let's get those out. Probably, right. In my wrestling career, I would probably say no, because I think everything for me has happened in such a organic, special, spiritual way that I've never doubted anything. And sometimes just the way things have happened out of my control lets me know that I'm guided and protected and on the right path. Because even like the Shaq match, I had no idea. That it just came out of nowhere. I had no saying that. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was being spoke about. Like I was the topic in that conversation, but I was not in the room when those conversations were happening. So I think that's wholeheartedly a sign that what's meant for you is meant for you.
So I'm just picturing the Shaq, Jade versus you and Cody. When you look at your partner, Cody's not a little guy, but like Shaq is huge. And you go into a fight like that, you like, maybe I'm on the wrong side. Like
no, I don't think so, because he never doubted me, and he never doubted me against Jade. So I knew that we had enough with each other to like enough experience that we could take them down. They had the height on us all day. But like if we were in like a street fight, like a get down and like get down fight, like she wouldn't have stood a chance. She got the one up on me that day because she slipped on a banana peel. But like no, if we was on a real street fight, getting like my size don't matter. If I really want to knock you out, I'll knock you out. But no, he has passion. He loves this business. He was bred into this business, and kind of the same with me, how I feel about my family and boxing and my boxing hands and legacy hands and stuff. So he was bred into this business. So no, never thought I was on the wrong side. We were in our element. Yeah, they had height on us, but like we were in our element compared to that.
Are we gonna see the left hook come back?
Possibly. I never tell them when I bring it out. I just bring it out. So yes.
Yeah. I saw it in Atlanta, and I was like, she just not. I think I can't remember the lady's name you were wrestling, but you hit her so hard.
Was I wearing yellow that night?
Yes, yes, because I have video of it. You hit her so hard.
Helica risk. Bless her heart. Love her. Great, amazing wrestler. She ate that.
Yeah,
literally.
It just came out of nowhere. I was like, ooh, I think the match is over. I don't think anything else is happening.
No, that's it.
So, one thing podcast people do is they always ask about a Mount Rushmore. Okay. So we're gonna put like a different twist on it. Instead of Mount Rushmore of like who the greatest of all time is, give me a Mount Rushmore of like your dream opponents. Like 4 people in the history of wrestling, dead or alive, no matter what company. 4 women that you just were like, if I could lock up with them, it would be magic.
That's always so rough because I think about like how many. I'm gonna go with the women, right? I'm not gonna be like, let me lock up with the men, because that's just like we can go for days on that. So I scratched one off my bucket list. That was Mercedes, hands down. Let me go back then. Like obviously, just because of childhood and watching them, I have to have like Lita and Trish. Everyone and wanted that growing up, right? Alondra Blaze.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I watched her a lot when I first started wrestling for like style and stuff. So that there's just so many people. Ooh, I would have liked to get down with Jazz. I love Jazz. Ooh. Yeah. It's so hard. I hate putting like a top 4 because I just feel like there was so many different like Jazz and Jackie and Gail Kim and Mickey James, like so many different women of so many different era. Beth Phoenix, like that just did it for us, so I'd have to like pick one of I'd probably pick one of each era. I really wanted to wrestle Saraya, and I didn't get that opportunity at AEW, so maybe outside. But yeah, that was one I never got to. Gotta give so much credit to all the talented women at WWE. Again, I'm not a hater. They're all like Rhea Ripley, all of them. They're just phenomenal. So it's hard. But I'd have to probably say like back then, Alondra Blaze, Jazz, Trish, Lita, Saraya, Charlotte. I'm trying to think like. It's just hard too because there's women all over the world. Like
so, your Mount Rushmore's like double-sided.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a rough one. People have their set. I never really, to be honest, no cap. I haven't sat to think about that. I just feel like now I'm at a point where I never thought in my year. Well, no, don't say never thought because we're around the same age, right? But at the time, at the situation, right? I never thought I'd ever lock up with Mercedes Monet, right? Because you're like, this person's like locked in this company for life, blah, blah. So you never know. So I just always, people tell me like who, and I never like kind of want to spoil it or like jinx it because you never know. Like,
right.
You never know. So I'm just open. I hope that life continues to give me amazing opponents from any side of the world. I've been to Mexico, I've been to the UK, and I've had a great time, touched so many women. I'm really dying to go to the UK more because man, they get down. So I'm excited to lock up with some women from the UK.
Well, will you be in the UK for All In this summer?
I hope so.
Well, we'll see you over there because we just decided we're going to the UK for that. So
yes, that's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
Never been over there. Hopefully it's
It was an experience. I went for Global Wars, wasn't there for too long, flew in, did the show, flew out, but you're doing more flying than anything. But great time while I was there. So I'm excited for, All In happening again.
Speaking of travel, what's your favorite country you've been to since you've become a wrestler?
That's rough because I'm Hispanic. So I love me some water and islands. And, I've gotten to go to the Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Haiti, Colombia, Mexico, UK. I want to say that's it for Canada. Canada's like connected. Mexico's been one of my favorites. Mexico, when I went for the Grand Prix, they received me with open arms. The whole tour and the 2 other times I went back, it's never a dull moment. Like die hard wrestling fans. It just brings you back. They don't care about none of the side bullshit. They just love wrestling. I love that. We need that. So people take it too seriously and they want to nitpick everything. And this person didn't do this normal and da da da. And I'm like, I invite you to touch your toes. If you can touch your toes, then talk to me. If you could barely touch your toes, don't tell me what wasn't perfect and why I should have done this. And I just think also just appreciate it. And I've never met so many people that want to talk so much about something they don't like.
Well, you got a lot of people in their parents' basements, just clicking away, haven't touched grass.
Stop. You like wrestling, just enjoy it. If there's something you didn't like, that's fine, okay. But I would never, if I didn't like somebody, I would not be on the internet talking about them. You're a low-key fan. That's don't do that.
I feel so attacked right now by both of y'all.
Are you an internet troll?
No, of course not.
Lies. Mm-hmm. You got the cat profile pic. I know.
Oh my god.
The egg, just the egg.
Yeah, it's just the egg. It's just the egg. Yeah,
Just
and
the
I got
egg.
17 numbers after my screen name.
Oh my god.
You got anything else, EJ?
No, we appreciate you hopping on here. We're an organic, grassroots podcast, so we definitely appreciate you hopping on here.
I appreciate you guys having me. I'm happy that we got to do this, and thank you guys for being so flexible with me last time that I was not able to, but I'm happy we got to cooking it up in the kitchen, chatting. I know it's Monday and those are rough for everybody, but I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night.
Well, thanks again to Red Velvet for joining the show. For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Until next time, peace.